Hey, good people, it's your man Shannon Casino. Thank you guys for tapping in with Fifth Charge Podcast. I just wanted to jump on and kick it with you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you follow me on all social media. And this is brought to you by the Social Maximus Network. Thank you guys once again for kicking it with me. I wanted to jump on real quick because I wanted to talk about relationships for a quick second and just keep it all the way real and open with you guys. But I have a question though. My question is this. Are you even designed to be in a relationship? Like, keep it real. Are you the type to be in a relationship? Do you need to be in a relationship? Like, I've met people or know people, you know people, met people who they just come out of a relationship. And it's like their sole mission is to get back into another relationship. Sometimes maybe because they grew up with mom and dad, married all of their lives, so they feel as though they need to be in a relationship. Are you that type of person? Or are you the type, get this, you probably heard this saying before, but are you the type that the best way to get over one person, for the ladies anyway, the best way to get over one man is to get under another one? Because I also know people like that too. On Fifth Charge, I want to let you know that no answer is wrong or right, because I know everybody deals with something and everybody views situations like this differently. So I'm not here to tell you if you're wrong or you're right. I just want to know what your viewpoints are, because maybe you can help me or help someone else. So make sure you guys leave any comments or viewpoints that you have. Make sure you leave them in the comments. Make sure you DM me. We can talk further about these things. So, are you the type that need to be in a relationship? Or are you the type that can be single? Or you need to be single? You like being single. You like the benefits of being single. And what would be the benefits of being single? I know for me, the benefit that I love about being single is that I don't have to check in with anybody. You know, I don't like, I never liked that feeling. I didn't want to have to, like if I'm going to go from work and then I want to stop at the bar or go somewhere else, I don't want to have to check in with anybody. That has been my past mindset and viewpoint. But I know that's an immature way of thinking. I know that now. I didn't know that then. I didn't listen. I didn't know that then. I know that now. I'm growing, and I hope that you are growing too if you ever thought like that. Um, Relationships are funny. I believe that we all go into relationships hoping for the best, and I believe that everybody is hoping for maybe forever or whatever that feeling that they got when they met, thinking that that is going to last forever. Are you like that? Because that's the best part of a relationship, is the beginning, is the new. Everything's new and you love it. But then a few years down the line, things start getting a little, getting a little loose. It's not as tight as it was in the beginning. I put a video out on TikTok, and on this video, I'm talking about mirrors. I know now that some people come into your life to be a mirror, to reflect back to you who you are, who you have been, but definitely, here's the crushing part. It definitely shows you what you're not. I was in a relationship where that has happened to me. I ended up getting with a woman who was everything that I envisioned, I thought of, I wanted. I said, I want a relationship like this. I want a woman like this, like that. And I can say she was the closest thing to what I had in my mind for what I wanted for a partner, right? As my lady. She had everything. And in the beginning, everything was good. It was a beautiful relationship. It was fun, right? Good. Over the years, my traumas started seeping out. And then I realized in that relationship that I wasn't ready for what I was wanting. I wanted a woman like this, got that woman that I wanted, and I wasn't ready. Have you ever been in a situation like that where uh, I'll tell you this. I have a friend, a female friend of mine, who did the same thing. She wrote it down. I want a man like this. I want a man like that. I want a man by this time. And she got that man. And then once she got into the relationship and married, realized she wasn't ready for that. Because what he ultimately began to do was put a mirror in front of her to show her exactly what she wasn't ready for. So what that mirror does is it's a rude awakening to show you, here's what you need to work on. You have a little insecurity leaking out here. You got a lot of your mama's unhealthy tendencies here. You drink too much like your daddy here. You're too aggressive like your daddy there. That's what the mirror is showing you. And those are the relationships that teach us the most going forward. The worst thing is that you get into a relationship like this, the person shows you who you are, and you don't do anything about it. You just continue to move forward and you continue to do the things that you've been doing, which ultimately puts you into this insane cycle of relationships. Because now you go from one relationship going to another relationship, and the person that you're with is the same as the last person that you was with. Different names, different families, but spiritually the same person. You're always going to date the same person, no matter how agitated you are. You're always going to date the same person until you change something about you. When you change that thing about you, then you can move forward into the unknown, which I believe is way more exciting. Like when I decided to move to Charlotte, North Carolina from Boston, I was struggling in my spirit. Did I want to stay or did I want to go? Because what do I know about the South? I'm a city boy. I'm from New England. I'm from Boston. What do I know about the South? I'm used to fast pace and everything moving quick, right? And I struggled with leaving, but what it came down to me saying, and I'm glad that my mind tweaked or tweaked to this frequency where I said, well, if I stay here, I know what this life is. I know what it's about. I know what this life is going to do. I know how this life turns out. I'm not doing anything new. I see what other people are doing and I see what their lives are turning out to be. And I said, what is more exciting? Staying here to see what life is going to do for you here, which chances are you're going to be like everybody else, or are you going to go into an unknown? And I found out something about myself that day. I'd rather find out what's going on new. I'd rather go to a new place and find out what's going on because I already know what's going on here. And if it's not working out for me here, then I have to move into uncharted territory, into a new territory, into a new path that has opened up. And as scary as it was, I still did it. I didn't know this scripture then, but I know it now, where God says, I will be a lamp at your feet, lighting your path. I learned that later on in life, but boy, did it make sense. Today, it makes perfect sense. He was a lamp at my feet, lighting my path every step that I took. And that's what we need to know. We need to try something different. Have faith that something greater is for you if you would just change. Because if you don't change, you're going to stick with the same cycle of situation. And if spiritually you start noticing that you're going into a spiritual, a cycle of situation, if you can recognize it, because not many people can recognize it. They just think that that's just it. They're on that hamster wheel. But if you have this thing where you can recognize that I've been here before, I've been in a relationship with a person like this before, then what's reflecting to you should show you that you need to do something different. You need a makeover. Spiritually, you need a makeover to go into that next realm of life. So that's what was going on with me in my life and in relationships. And I needed to fix me. So all of my life, I've been saying, for the most part of my life, I've been saying I'm down for the relationship, but let's not go any further than that. I'll be a living boyfriend, you be a living girlfriend. Let's not go any further than that. I don't have to get married. I don't want to be married. I like it like this. Learning later on in life now that being committed was a problem. It was trauma. I had a problem with committing, building up this commitment anxiety. And I know some brothers would say, commitment, they would use the commitment anxiety to get out of situations, get out of relationships, or, no, we can smash, but I got commitment anxiety, maybe one day when I'm ready and things like that. But no, it is a real thing. It is a real thing, to the point where what the mirror showed me from the last relationship I was in was that I would sabotage the relationship. No matter how much she is putting in, how much work she is putting in, I have been the type of guy. Let me correct myself. I have been the type of guy that will sabotage a relationship because the word forever is scary to me. I'm just keeping it real. The word forever has been scary to me, like forever. Learn over my life that there has been some traumas that caused me to have this thinking. And it affected me in my relationships as well. The lifespan of a relationship is no more than 5 years. That's not a good way to think. And then you start looking for someone else. But here's the thing, looking for someone else, but what you ultimately get is the same old person that you just dated, because you are still the same old person. Don't think because you left the person that you're going to go to a new level and they're still going to be here. No. When you get to that new relationship, once again, the cycle starts. It feels good all over again. It's something new. It's fresh. We popping. We good. It feel good, right? We do all of those things, and then 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 down the line, her true colors start coming out. Fellas, I'm sorry, I want to say mostly triggered by you, because because your true colors started coming out. And so therefore, you're back in the same relationship that you just left. If you are the kind of person that complains about a person and you's like, you know, I use a brother for example, a man, if he was the type like, man, she get on my nerve, she complain all the time, and and he has that complaint about his woman. If you can notice that you have that complaint about the woman that you're with right now, and you had that same complaint about the woman that you was with before, bruh, the mirror is saying that it's you. Especially if it's been 3 or 4 different relationships. If you come up with that same complaint for 4 different women, the mirror is saying it is you. That's what the issue is. You haven't changed anything and need to change something in order to make a relationship work for you. So that means you have to dig deep and say, where am I messed up at? Where did I learn these bad behaviors from? Or these habits and these tendencies that I have, where did they come from? Find out where they come from, do the homework on them, break them down, rebuke them, and get them out your life. Because chances are, if you look around your family, a lot of people in your family have those same kind of issues. So chances are it could just be a generational family, a family, I don't want to use the word curse, but just a family tradition that has to end with you. And then you never know. It seems like the right person for these people are totally different. When you finally do see a person that has went through that and they're now healed, do you ever realize that the person that they end up with is totally different from every other person that they've ever dated, to the point where your family friends are like, he's kind of corny, or dude, she ain't got it like that, like the last one. Yeah. You ever notice that? Because something in you changed. You had to change. Because something you was going after before was keeping you at the lowest vibration of your potential. And now you're at this next level. So now you're connected with somebody who is purposeful for your life, purposeful for your healing, for who you're becoming. That's the thing about relationships, that where people get married off of sex. The sex is good. She fine. So I'm going to marry her. And you're 22, 23 years old. By the time you're 26 years old, you realize, what did I just do? Or you just outgrow a person. Too many people are getting married with their broken selves instead of choosing the person with a healed heart before we get into the next relationship and the next, or to go on further, ultimately in getting married. When people break up, I never understood, they break up and they're in a relationship within 2 weeks, or they're in a relationship hardcore in a month. I always say, if you've been dating a person for more than a year or two, you have become that last person that you was with. So when you break up, you're going to need time. You should take time to date yourself again, to remove residues, spiritual residues of the last person. Get yourself right. Get your mind right. Get your spirit right. Yeah. Get your spirit right. Take yourself on a date. Find out what it is you like now, because you're changing every 2 years, every 3 years, you're changing anyway, with or without somebody. So take yourself out. Find out what it is you do like about you. Fall in love again with you. Heal. Prepare yourself. Because you're not going to stay single. I don't care what you say. Most people, I'm stay single. I ain't messing with nobody else. No, eventually you're going to be with somebody. It is not good for man to be alone, or a woman. So eventually you're going to be with somebody. You have to. That's just the way life goes. It's meant for you to be with somebody at some point. But don't bring your trauma and all your craziness and your wildness to the table and say, hey, this is me. Conform. Conform to my way of doing things. No, 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 no. The most beautifulest thing in the world I've seen is two healed people who have been broken before, that meet in the middle, and they're healed now. And now they can meet and they can comfortably let each other in at a pace that works for both of them. According to the Bible, you still shouldn't be having sex, but I'm just saying, right? Because you really shouldn't be having sex. But it says it. I think it's, what is it? It's okay if you want to be single, that's fine. Stay single. But if you want to be married, you want to go further, that's fine too. And I think that's in 1 Corinthians 7. Yep, 1 Corinthians 7. Yeah. It's okay. If you want to be single, that's fine. But if you want to be in a relationship, do it right. Come to the table with something. And I'm not talking about money. That's another story. I'm talking about come to the table. And even though I'm talking about, you shouldn't be having sex, but come to the table naked. And when I say naked, I'm talking about spiritually. Come to the table naked. You're not coming to the table with the last person's traumas as a coat on to be in a new relationship with somebody else, because that's all you have to offer. Don't bring nobody no headache. Come naked and say, hey, this is me at my purest self. This is me that I've found myself again, loving myself. I like who I am. And I hope that you love who you are and you like who you are. And most importantly, I hope that you love God more than you can ever love me. Because I'm always going to love God more than I love you. And if we can have that mutual respect going into the future, I think it'll be a beautiful, holy matrimony. Yeah. Don't bring nobody else's mess to the table. Don't bring your last relationship's mess to the table of this new relationship, this new potential love. You mess it up before it gets started. Yeah. Hey guys, my name is SHANNYN Casino, aka SynCo. This has been Fifth Charge Podcast, brought to you by The Social Maximus. Make sure you guys tap in with me every week. Subscribe. Talk to you guys soon. Stop sabotaging. I see you.